One of the things I wanted to do with exploring this history was to take people back to a different world, a world in which Americans were leaning into their freedom to live where they wanted, right? Which was a creation. If you lived in colonial America, you didn't actually have the right to live where you wanted. If you moved into a town, that town typically had 2 weeks to deliver a written notice to your door called a warning out, which said, you're not welcome here. And we have town records. They did this quite regularly. They did this because they thought that you might become a public charge. They might be responsible for your upkeep and care. They did this because there was already, one saddle maker in town and you didn't want a rival. They did it because they didn't like you. Sometimes they didn't like the color of your skin. Sometimes they didn't like the content of your character. Sometimes you gotten into a brawl with the guy the previous Saturday night. Like, they could do it for any reason. When I moved into my house, I didn't ask anyone for permission. It never occurred to me that the community could reject me, could say, you're not welcome here. It was my house. I could move in. That wasn't always the case, right? So Americans invent this right. They lean into it. And as Americans start moving all across the country into communities that they can select, there's a little bit of pushback because people find that really unsettling.